I owe Fred Rogers everything for giving me the opportunity. It was he who really spoke up on my behalf and made it possible for me to be mentored and trained, in the art of camera work, so that by the time I ascended to, higher education and moved to New York late years later, I already had under my belt a world of experience, and I was not yet 20 years of age. I was still a teenager. Working with Fred and having him mentor me through those years was something that I will never forget. My television career started way back the latter days of 1953, where I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and read one day a very small article about the fact that Pittsburgh had been assigned an educational television channel. And so I immediately sat down at a trusty old typewriter and wrote a letter to the station saying that I would love to become a cameraman if possible, to which they replied, "Thank you for your kind letter, but no thank you, we don't need anybody." Then a couple of days later, I decided to ride my bicycle down to the station and sit on their steps. The door opened and the general manager, whose name was William A. Wood, came outside and said, "Young man, come into my office, I want to talk to you." And so I explained my desires, that I wanted to become a cameraman. He said, "I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll allow you to become an office boy here at the station." So a few days later, I began my career at the station as a volunteer office boy. And in so doing, happened to meet Fred Rogers and a young woman named Josie Carey. And Fred and Josie were developing a program to be known as the Children's Corner.
The Children's Corner with Josie Carey and Fred Rogers, produced by WQED.
I would spend a lot of time in their presence, and especially in the presence of Fred. And so he would tell me a great deal about his career and his days at NBC in New York. What had piqued his interest was the field of educational television, and he felt that he would be in a position to develop a program that would cater to the needs of the younger set, and hence his reason for moving back to Pittsburgh, and where the Children's Corner ultimately led to his becoming Mr. Rogers many years later. I've been asked through life time and time again, and having worked with Fred Rogers, what was he like when he wasn't on camera? To which I would answer, there was no difference. There were not two Freds. The sincerity, the interest, the qualities that he assumed in life, in being able to deal with children on a one-to-one basis, were immeasurable.